Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting of the Villa Park City Council. I hereby call the meeting to order. Steve, will you please call the roll?
Present.
Present.
Here.
Here.
Here. Tonight, I will ask Councilman McBride to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. So now we go to the report of closed session. Todd, could you please give the report from closed session?
Thank you, Mayor. We did meet in closed session as listed on the agenda for one case of initiation of litigation. The council did vote 5-0 to authorize the initiation of litigation on one case. That is all.
Thank you very much. So the Villa Park City Council and staff welcome you to this meeting and we encourage your participation. If you wish to address the City Council, please complete and submit a speaker card to the City Clerk. Speaker cards can be found at the entrance to the City Council chambers. Speakers will be called up individually during the public comment section of the meeting or during the item they wish to speak on. Once the public comment period has concluded for an item, no additional speakers will be taken. Speakers will be limited to a time period of 5 minutes. Speakers were also able to submit comments in writing by 3 p.m. today. Those comments will be placed in the official record. So now for our presentations, we will be doing our distinguished citizen. So we have some special guests coming in for our distinguished citizen presentation. Because our distinguished citizen tonight is Mayor Pro Tem Jordan Wu. Yeah, and this is a surprise for our Mayor Pro Tem this evening. So if you have ever attended the annual Villa Park Halloween Fest or other community events, chances are you have felt the presence of Jordan Wu. He is always there offering a warm smile, checking the decorations twice, and making sure every detail reflects the care and pride he feels for Villa Park. For Jordan, community involvement is not a duty, it is a way of life. Jordan's journey began in Taiwan, but his story as a community leader took root when he arrived in the United States at the age of 14 and a half. His family settled in Monterey Park, where Jordan quickly made his mark and ultimately earned the title of prom king at San Marino High School. After high school, Jordan attended Cal Poly Pomona, where his path would take an unexpected but meaningful turn. He met his future wife, Shamim, while serving as her orientation leader. Now, after 28 years together and 20 years of marriage and 2 daughters, later, Jordan and Shamim have built a life centered on service, involvement, and community. From their early days in Eastvale to their move to Villa Park in 2016, the Wu family has never shied away from stepping up. Jordan's resume of leadership is impressive. He was the president and vice president of his Sigma Nu fraternity, an officer in the Public Relations Student Society of America, and heavily involved in AmeriCorps, the Interfraternity Council, and the Multicultural Council during his college years. Since college, Jordan has continued to serve Sigma Nu as a nationally elected officer on national committees and as a chapter advisor. After moving to Villa Park, the very first person they met was former Mayor Robbie Pitts, which was an early sign of the connections Jordan would go on to forge in his new hometown. Another neighbor invited the family to participate in the local Halloween Fest, and before long, Jordan and Shamim were organizing the beloved event, which is a seasonal centerpiece for our community. This sparked Jordan to create other, more culturally focused events in our community. He organized the first Hanukkah event, as well as Diwali, Ramadan, Nowruz, and Lunar New Year through the Villa Park Community Services Foundation. Jordan has also served as the president of the Villa Park High School PFSO and is the current mayor pro tem for the city of Villa Park. As their two daughters, Layla and Alina, grew, Jordan and Shamim made the decision that Jordan would leave his career in healthcare marketing and PR to stay home with their girls. This only deepened Jordan's involvement in the community. Villa Park Elementary, Knoll Canyon Elementary, El Rancho Middle School, Villa Park High, and Canyon High have all benefited from his time, energy, and boundless enthusiasm. From being president of VPE's Dad's Club to leading the VPHS PFSO, Jordan has never hesitated to pitch in or lead the charge. Whether it's serving in a boardroom or hanging decorations at dawn, Jordan Wu has shown that great communities are built by people who care deeply and give back. He truly gives his body and soul to the city, as evidenced by the scar on his face that he received from decorating these very walls outside City Hall. Villa Park is lucky to have a volunteer like Jordan. He is a man who brings our community together and, above all, leads by example. I can't believe I pulled that off. Yeah. So if I could have Pat Beatrice, too, come to the podium and give her presentation before council gets up.
Hello? Oh, good. I went, that didn't sound like me. Jordan, this is really a pleasure. I met you a lot of times, and mostly because of so many wonderful things that you do in Villa Park. But on behalf of Orange County Supervisor, who is also very proud of the volunteerism that you show to your community, I also want to mention, I had no idea we were rivals. I went to South Pasadena High School. So when I heard San Marino, I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Anyway, from Supervisor Wagner, thank you for your years of volunteerism with the foundation, especially creating celebrations for multicultural events, as well as your continued service to the city of Villa Park as a council member, and I did put Mayor Pro Tem on this, but I thought I'd just say, because you know, you're going to be council member, you're going to be mayor, all of those wonderful things. So thank you for your time, and again, on behalf of Orange County Supervisor, we're very proud to have you.
Yeah, let's go forward for photo.
I was sworn to keep this quiet.
No, I can't believe we pulled off that surprise. So thank you to everyone for keeping it zipped. Okay, so our next order of business is Orange County Sheriff's Department.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ernie Regadio. I'm the Administrative Sergeant for the City of Villa Park, North Operations and Special Events. I'll be covering for Captain Miguel Sotelo because he's on vacation. As far as agenda for tonight, I don't have anything. As far as updated stats, I'll let Captain Sotelo cover that next month during when he does return for the next meeting. But if there's anything that the council wants to address, I'm here.
Council, do you have any questions for the Sheriff's Department?
I have one.
Yes, Councilwoman Meyer.
I don't know if you know this, maybe it was discussed. I had asked Captain Sotelo about if there was going to be discussions more on enforcement of our new e-bike policy.
Right.
And so I was wondering if you could speak to that. If you can't, it's okay. I can wait.
No problem. But we are in the early phases of planning. We are actually planning with Sean McDermott, our SRO, with more of a e-bike safety campaign for the summer,
Great.
especially with the new e-bike ordinance that has just passed. So we're working with Sean with more so education with the kids, our social media posts as well to kind of educate the community, and then just maybe working with the city with whatever else that we need to do with educating the public, whether it's posting signs or not, or maybe more social media posts and increase enforcement if need be.
Okay.
So we are in early discussions for that.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Before
Any
we
other
let him go,
questions?
I would like to, we talked a little bit, and the captain will be advising us, but the 4th of July is right around the corner, so we wanted to talk a little bit. The sergeant and I talked today about it, so he was going to give you a little briefing about where the efforts are going there.
That's no problem. And we know 4th of July is just, it's a busy week. It's busy for everyone, but safety is priority. So we have a couple of things going that we discussed with Captain Sotelo before he left, as well as Commander Benson. With, I think, the dispatch model that we completed last year, we're going to go with our traditional calling through our normal dispatch center at 714-647-7000, so we can kind of better track our resources. The model that we went last year, it was a bit difficult with, because I think that model, it went straight to a deputy's cell phone, and it was hard to track resources and even record keeping. So we're going to go with our traditional dispatch model so that everyone is aware of the calls for service and can kind of triage and prioritize what is being asked for by the community, and that everyone is on the same page, whether it's the department commander that's on duty that night to the sergeants and deputies on the field. So it's our traditional command and control model for any type of calls for service. That's one thing that me and Frank discussed a little bit earlier today. Another is increased visibility for that week, for sure. All right, we just, especially for Thursday, Friday, and that Saturday, to kind of deter all the dangerous fireworks that has the potential, to be in our neighborhoods and in our communities. We want to avoid that from happening. So we're going to increase our staffing model to kind of to be a deterrent, and especially if people are trying to use those dangerous fireworks. Safe and sane, different story, but the dangerous fireworks, those are a real problem, because I was just from my experience alone on the bomb squad for 8 years. I've seen so many injuries, so much damage with fireworks, and yeah, especially for that week, that's our number one priority. Prevent the injuries, prevent the damage.
So just to clarify, we will be issuing citations this year.
We will try to issue citations for fireworks violations, right? Generally, they are misdemeanors under the health and safety code. So it's going to be, we ask for some public assistance as well, especially when those misdemeanors are not committed in our presence. We will try to enforce when we can. That's always been our model, but also we kind of need the public's help with that as well, just because of the laws of arrest.
And a comment. I think it's really important for especially the people listening that even the safe and sane fireworks are only allowed on the actual 4th of July.
Right.
So it is a citation if they are lighting them off on the 2nd or the 3rd or the 5th. And so I think that's something that maybe in the feeder, I know we always put stuff out, but maybe we can really reinforce that, you know, it doesn't matter if it's safe or sane or not. It's only between the hours of, I think it was like 10 a.m. and
10 p.m.
10 p.m.?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the only
It's a small
time those
window.
are legal in Villa Park. So,
right.
thank you.
Yes, and will your deputies also just, rather than, you know, relying on dispatch calls, will they also be keeping their own eyes and ears open? Because I know sometimes you just see them shooting out from, you know, a part of town, and so will you head that direction and look for those violations?
Right. So for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we are going to have 2 deputies in 2 separate vehicles patrolling the city of Villa Park during the nighttime hours, and I'll also be here for 4th of July and helping out as well.
Okay, great. And then the options through dispatch, is it still like, what, 1 for English and then 9 for dispatch? Are the options in the phone tree? Or can we publish that in the feeder so that people can shortcut? Because I know that was a frustration 2 years ago. And 2 years ago, we only had 4 calls on the 4th of July. And I believe last year we tripled that number with calls with the hotline. So I hope that we really can publicize that dispatch number and get residents to call, because I know they were frustrated, they were disconnected, subject to long hold times, going through dispatch. That's why we did the special hotline number. So will you have more staff for dispatch so that none of those problems occur?
4th of July is always usually a all hands on deck type of day. So of course, and then also we can maybe do another social media post, just for awareness for both calling dispatch and or even fireworks safety.
Great, that would be fantastic. Thank you so much. Any other questions from council for our sheriff? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, we have Orange County Fire Authority.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor Jones, City Council, and City staff. Appreciate you having me here tonight for the response report. Since the last City Council meeting on May 26th, the Orange County Fire Authority has responded to 37 incidents within the city of Villa Park. 24 of those were medical related, 1 vehicle accident, 1 structure fire, which I'm going to highlight for you just a minute, and then 11 other miscellaneous odor type check calls or hazardous conditions. So as you flip to page 2, our units responded on Tuesday, June 17th at 11:31 a.m. Our emergency command center received a report of a structure fire in the living room of a residence from a concerned neighbor. The structure fire was on Providence Drive. Fire crews promptly arrived at the scene to find a 2-story single-family home with smoke showing from the second-floor windows and doors. Fire crews made entry into the structure and quickly managed to knock down the fire in the living room. Their swift actions prevented the fire from spreading further into the structure or into the second floor. Following the successful extinguishment, the crews conducted a rapid interior search of the building, which is our normal, and determined that there was no residents inside, but did find 2 cats that were safe and found alive and well. The fire crews then proceeded to overhaul the area in detail and meticulously preserving the property and minimizing water damage. And their efforts ensured that the impact of the fire was contained to that specific area and the residents was safeguarded from further damage or harm. As you can see from the photos, the crews did a tremendous job overhauling the area and cleaning the entire space post-fire. That's not normal. That they did an excellent job right there. That's way above and beyond, and that allows the residents to get in there and get their things that they might need to survive while the structure is being rehabbed. So that's a tremendous job. Also like to identify a few opportunities they had for community engagement. Our engine crews participated in the every 15 minutes mock DUI event at Villa Park High School. I remember doing that way back in when I was in high school a lot of years ago, and it has a dramatic impact on the kids. And I know that them getting to see that hopefully has a lasting impact, so they understand the negative ramifications of DUI. And we had a couple other opportunities for community engagement at Linda Vista School and Villa Park Elementary. All of our crews engaging and doing a great job. And tying into the 4th of July, the month of June is Fireworks Safety Month. So Orange County Fire Authority would like to give a few simple tips, and I'll just highlight a couple of the many. Buy only safe and sane fireworks that are state fire marshal approved. Light fireworks outdoors and in clear areas and at safe distances away from people, homes, vehicles, flammable materials, and flammable vegetation. I think we're all sensitive to that right now. Lastly, have a bucket of water or a hose nearby to soak fireworks before throwing them in any trash cans. And then at the bottom, you can anonymously report illegal or dangerous fireworks by calling 714-538-3501. Every year, thousands of burn and eye injuries are caused by fireworks. We ask that the community please practice these safety tips to ensure you spend time with your family and not with our firefighters. As far as our 4th of July preparations, we will be fully staffed. Our arson section will be closely coordinating with the Sheriff's Department, and we will be in a medium watershed dispatch, which means we launch a whole lot of resources, more than 40 different resources, helicopters, aircraft, bulldozers, fire engines, and chief officers get launched when there are reports of fires in specific areas, and or the regular structure fire will also get 4 engines and 2 to 3 truck companies. So we'll be robustly staffed and well prepared to respond to any events that occur within the city of Villa Park. That's all I have, pending your questions.
Wonderful. Council, do you have any questions of Fire Authority? Yes, Council.
Chief, I spoke to Mrs. Keller on Providence, the homeowner, and she had nothing but great things to say about Orange County Fire Authority and City of Orange, who also responded. Great job. She was, obviously they're going through a lot now to deal with, probably being out of their home for 6 months, but they had nothing but positive things to say about the response from you and city staff. They were thrilled with your response as well, and had nothing but good things to say. Lots of compliments.
That fire highlights the agreements that we have with surrounding communities like the city of Orange. We have mutual aid, which boundary drop, so it doesn't matter where exactly you live, you always get the closest resources, and that's a perfect example of that incident. So.
Wonderful. And yeah, thank you again for your response. It's tremendous. And I did want to tell you how sorry I am. I know, myself and at least one other council member up here missed the best and bravest because we weren't aware of it. The invitation didn't go to the city this year. So I think, Councilman Freckleton heard about it from his meetings, but we didn't hear about it. And so we're so sorry to miss and wanted to just, congratulate you on your recognition from
Thank
that
you.
event.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, well deserved.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, yes. And Jordan, Mayor Pro Tem Wu?
I want to take this moment to thank your department and Sheriff Department and also the CHP department to help Villa Park High School to put on the every 15 minutes is impactful events, as you mentioned. And thank you so much. Personally, give me play-by-play what your firefighters are doing and why they do certain procedure. I mean, it was fascinating even for me as adults just seeing it, especially seeing how the roof being cut open. That was phenomenal. But theatrical part of it, outside of that, I truly hope it was very meaningful for the students. And I thank you, all 3 departments put together and come together, help the Villa Park High School out for the junior and seniors. So thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. So now on to public comment. At this time, we will hear comments from members of the public to address any off-agenda items within the subject matter jurisdiction of the council, provided that no action may be taken on an off-agenda item unless authorized by law. We will also be hearing public comments on each agenda item as it is called. Steve, is there anyone that is present or wrote in from the public that would like to comment on an off-agenda item?
No, Mayor.
Okay. Moving on, we will now move into our agendized public hearings. Our first hearing is the review to waive reading in full of all ordinances and resolutions on the agenda. I will now open the hearing. Staff, please give the staff report.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an item that we run routinely each month to allow us to have efficient and expedient meetings, and we'd recommend approval.
I don't believe there's anyone here to speak on this.
No.
So thank you, council members. Is there any discussion? And if not, can I have a motion? Wonderful. Thank you. Please vote.
Passes 5-0.
Wonderful. Thank you. Our next hearing is on vacancies pursuant to Government Code Section 3502.3. I will now open the hearing. Staff, please give the staff report.
Thank you. The Sacramento passed AB 2561, and it was chaptered in September of 2024, which basically adds Section 3502.3 to the California Government Code, which basically requires local public agencies to provide information on vacancies and staffing issues relative to recruitments prior to the adoption of a budget each year. So with that, we're fulfilling our mandate, providing the information. There's a number of things we have to do is provide status of vacancy, information on the city the City of Villa Park recruitment efforts, and any obstacles. For the purposes of this report, the city has 7 full-time positions, none of which are vacant. Recruitment efforts for vacancies occurred, were very successful. We filled all of our positions within 3 weeks to 2 months. So despite the small size and limitations for advancement, we had no obstacles for successfully recruiting. So with that, it says receive and file, and we would recommend you vote to receive and file.
Wonderful. Council members, do you have any questions of staff? Okay, is there anyone here to speak on this matter?
No.
Okay. I will now close the public hearing. Do we have a motion on this?
So moved.
Thank you. Second. Thank you. Please vote.
Passes by a 5-0 vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next hearing is the adoption of fiscal year 2025-26 operating budget and 7-year capital improvement program. I will now open the hearing. Staff, please give the staff report.
Thank you. Each year, we're required to adopt a balanced budget, and this fulfills that obligation. We had 2 budget study sessions, one on April 7th and one on May 5th, in which we provide information to the council on our financial position and went through various policy details. Basically, our revenues are $6 million and our expenditures are $7 million. Question, Mayor, Councilman Frackleton says it looks out of balance, it should be the other way around. What the City of Villa Park does, a unique approach, is where we have undesignated fund balance carry forward each year, and we save those monies for the subsequent years, and we apply those to our capital projects. So this avoids any expense of having to borrow money to fulfill capital project obligations. So in answer to any questions out there, the city is very solvent, has a undesignated reserve even after our capital projects for the coming year. So we have a 50% reserve. We are very well funded as it goes. We are approximately will be 85% funded in our pension liability as with questions come up, and we're moving upwards on that. So we anticipate within the next several years to be up to close to 90% on that. I think the council has done a great job of being fiscally prudent and making sure the priorities are taken care of in the city. So the same level of service will be funded for next year. A number of new projects on streets and things like that are incorporated. And it's a sort of sense of pride that we can provide a balanced budget that provides all of our services in a state where we do have a little bit of economic uncertainty going on around us, but we're still in very solid financial position. I would like to, before you take action, just like to thank Lee, who's over here, who's orchestrates pulling that together every year, and Alyssa and Charisse, who are not here, but they're the hidden hands that do all the spreadsheets and help load it and do all those things. So we're very fortunate to have a very dedicated team, and I just wanted to make sure that we went on record, and I personally wanted to thank them. They're some of the best that I've ever worked with, and I'm very proud to have worked with them, and make sure that you guys have the information you need in a format. The budget itself is online. We transitioned a few years ago. I think Councilmember Miles, you were here when we bought the system. So anybody can go through that and look through and play with the information or whatever. And it's a very unique, we're very advanced. I mean, we're farther advanced than some other entities I've worked with, and very proud of that. So if they want to, we can also come in. We'll make hard copies available. If they want to come in and peruse that, they certainly have the ability to do that. Probably the simplest, because it's a couple 100-page document. Best thing to do is just sort of leaf through it online, and if you want to come see anything in detail, that's what. But with that, I'd recommend approval. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Council members, do you have any questions of staff? No? Seeing none, do we have any speakers on this matter?
No.
Okay, so I will now close the public hearing. Do we have a motion on this?
So moved.
Please record your vote.
Passes by a 5-0 vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and thank you again, to city staff for all your hard work on this. We really appreciate it. Steve, Alyssa, Lee, you're all here.
Yeah, it's all.
It was staff recommendation that was moved, so we're good.
Thank you very much. And thank you so much to staff. Really appreciate it. Our next hearing is the second reading of the housing element ordinances. I will now open the hearing. Staff, please give the staff report.
Thank you. You recall we had the first reading of the ordinances required, and we adopted resolutions at that time in the May meeting of the City Council. Now we're in June. This is the final action, and with pending council approval, we will submit the umpteenth version of the ordinances, et cetera, for the sixth cycle to the State Department of Housing and Community Development. It is our hope that they would rapidly respond, because they have told us that we're statutorily compliant. So this would be certification that we're seeking. And that is, there have been no changes since the last discussion, last month when we had the presentation. We did receive a letter from the Kennedy Commission, but in there were no new issues raised. They just expressed their concerns and desires. I think I provided that to all of you in advance of this meeting. And again, we can make that public should anybody want to come and see that. But there are no changes. The two ordinances, if adopted tonight by the council, would go into effect. And we will transmit those tomorrow to the state HCD. And they have, I want to say, 60 days, or maybe it's 90 days for them to respond. But we should be hearing shortly based on previous correspondence and connections with them. So thank you all, because we started this, I want to say, in 2020. When we started this process, so we are 4 or 5 years into it, and it's been quite an effort, but I think we've been, we can see the goal line in process, and I think we're close to being there. So I want to thank you all for jumping in and helping us and working with us to make this come to reality. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Council members, do you have any questions of staff? Councilwoman Miles?
I have a question. Let's say the state goes ahead and approves it, and we have a bona fide certified housing element. Does the 7th rendition get extended out, or do we have the date from 2020? So in
2029 is
So
our
in-
next cycle
okay.
will be regardless.
Okay.
That's statutorily set up by
so
the state.
it doesn't start from the day of certification. It starts from the 2020.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
Thanks.
So we basically will be starting the next cycle before we do it.
Right.
Although the first step will be the allocation of RENA requirements, and that's something that I believe SCAG is probably already discussing of
Yeah.
what the 7th cycle will be, and I don't know when that comes out, but that's the next step, and that will have to be submitted by 2029.
Okay. Thank you. That was it.
Any other questions of staff? Okay. Is there anyone here to speak on this hearing?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. Any further discussion at all? Can I have a motion on this? Second. Thank you very much. Please vote.
Passes by a 5-0 vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Now on to consent calendar. We will now consider our consent calendar. All items on the consent calendar are considered routine and are usually enacted by one motion approving the recommended action listed on the agenda. Any member of the City Council, staff, or the public may request that an item be removed from the consent calendar for discussion or separate action. Council members, are there any items from number 6 through 12 that you would like to remove from the consent calendar?
I don't want to remove one, but can I just ask a question about one? Or do I have to remove it to ask the question? Just on the service extension agreement with Western AV, they were the only one that returned the RFP, so we only got one bid back?
Right.
You put out three and we only got one. Okay.
This is the current system. They installed the current system. so
Right, no,
it's-
I know, I just, it said that they returned a bid, but I thought we had put it out to bid, so, but nobody else replied.
No, we didn't get
Okay,
any.
that was
No
it.
other bids.
Thanks. That was it, thank you.
Perfect, thank you very much. So with no items being pulled, let's see, do we have a motion to approve the
moved.
entire consent? Thank you. Thank you, please vote.
Passes by a 5-0 vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Now on to new business. Our first item of new business is the approval with the agreement with Unix LLC for annual traffic signal maintenance service for fiscal year 25-26 and fiscal year 26-27. Staff, can you please give the staff report?
Thank you. As you're aware, we have, even though we're a small city, we do have 4 signals that we're responsible for, and we share another 4 with Orange. So this contract allows us to provide maintenance that's done on a monthly basis to both the sensors, the lights, et cetera. And it allows it, it's an on-call contract, so it is a maximum not to exceed $10,000 per year. If we spend $1,000 on it, we spend $1,000 on it. If we spend $9,000, we spend $9,000. It sets a rate, and it's the same consistent rate as past year, so we'd recommend approval.
Thank you. Council, do you have any questions of staff? No? Is there anyone present or who wrote in from the public on this item? Thank you. So can I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Please vote.
Passes by a 5-0 vote.
Thank you. Our next item of new business is approval of the construction agreement with Empire Pipe Cleaning and Equipment Incorporated to perform emergency response services. Staff, please give the staff report.
Thank you, Mayor. We have a system of collectors and 4 main trunk lines that we use for sewers in the city. Basically, the lengths of those are itemized in the staff report. We clean, based on cost issues, we clean 1/2 each year, so we go 1/2 north side of the city, the other half the next year. So we rotate between north and south. They furnish all labor, materials, et cetera. This is a contract we went out. We did a request for proposal, and we received 1 bid again. And the reason is, I mean, it's a consistent theme. We are so small in almost all of our bids that these companies will not, it's just not worth their efforts. So, or they're not interested for whatever reason, because the staging, et cetera, it becomes very costly for them. Anyway, bottom line, this is with Empire Pipe and Cleaning, and the amount is $288,000 for the 3-year term. We'd recommend approval.
Council, do you have any questions of staff?
They're the ones that have done our work in the past, right?
Yes, they have.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Any other questions?
Is there a significant increase?
No.
Okay, is there anyone who is present or wrote in from the public that would like to comment on this item?
No.
Okay, so council, can I have a motion or is there any further discussion?
Second?
Thank you. Please vote.
Passes by a 5-0 vote.
Thank you very much. Now we will discuss the city manager report.
Thank you, Mayor. This is the monthly report. I would like to report on an item that the city has taken positions on. That's AQMD, Air Quality Management District, Rules 1111, 1121, which were basically addressing proposed rules that would address emissions from natural gas-fired fans and water heaters, et cetera. Based on an action and a response received and overwhelming input in opposition from cities and other jurisdictions and manufacturers, distributors, et cetera. On June 6th, the South Coast AQMD Governing Board voted 7-5 to not approve the changes. So what that means, the previous rules remain in effect. So it's like nothing changes. So that doesn't mean it won't happen in the future, but at this point, the city's position was very consistent with the outcome. So I think that's something that's worth noting, that the results we're in the best interest of, we believe, in the best interest of the residents and homeowners in Villa Park. So I just wanted to give you an update on that. I know a lot of you participated in that and had discussions with state, AQMD, et cetera. To be able to have that kind of effect is a real recognition of a lot of the voices that were heard. And I think that's when we speaking up makes a difference. So I just wanted to thank you all for stepping up, and the residents need to know that you all did that, and the outcome was positive in their behalf. So I just wanted to give you an update. Otherwise, we've been busy with budget and the housing element, and that's it for us. If I have any questions, I'm able to answer any.
Great, thank you so much for the report. Now we move on to mayor and council member matters. So it's time for meeting attendance report, starting with Law Enforcement Advisory Committee. There was no meeting. Villa Park Community Services Foundation.
Okay, we actually meet tomorrow night. The most recent event was the concert in the park held at Saravilla, which is a great venue for those activities because it's nice, small amphitheater, great acoustics. There's a decent green room for the act, and it was Kings of '88, and they were really, really great. They played a lot of Billy Joel and Elton John, a really outstanding event. Everything except for the corny jokes from the MC was well received.
Councilman
Which was me.
Frackleton.
The next event the foundation's putting on is the 4th of July Stars on Parade. It's on 4th of July, of course, and you line up at 8:30 a.m. at Saravilla Middle School in the parking lot closest to Nichols and Serrano. And the lineup will be there, and then the parade will start promptly at 9 a.m. or thereabouts. And head down Serrano, make a right on Lemon, right on Jocatall, right on Center, left on Taft, right on Nichols, and right back to Saravilla. So if you live on those streets, expect a parade coming your way. We had a huge turnout last year, and I expect we'll have a huge turnout this year. The next event after that is August 30th, back at Saravilla in the amphitheater. It's Monkey Mania. It's a Monkeys tribute band, and it's also going to be our Villa Park picnic. So we're going to have carnival games, much like we had last year, which was also a great turnout. So hopefully everyone can be there on Saturday, August 30th. Save the date. That's it, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. And make sure to turn out on July 4th to see Councilman Frackleton and his Uncle Sam outfit. So next we have Orange Unified School District City Schools Committee. There was no meeting, so we go to Bridges at Kramer Place.
No meeting.
Okay, thank you. Orange County Fire Authority, Councilman Frackleton.
Okay, we meet this Thursday is the next board meeting, but on June 18th, I went to the greatest graduation ceremony I've ever been in my entire life, and I've been to a lot of graduation ceremonies, and I forgive my 3 kids. All your graduation ceremonies were lovely, but none of them had active fire and helicopters and trucks and engines. It was amazing. There were 30 some odd new graduates of Academy 61 from the Orange County Fire Authority. Was held at the RFOTC, the headquarters for OCFA, and a lot of proud families. One of the new graduates was assigned to our Station 23, so I got to shake his hand and meet his mom and his family members and welcome him to Villa Park. His name is Vince. I have no idea what his last name is. I think it starts with an M. But it was lovely to meet him and welcome him to Villa Park, and he's going to be thrilled to be here, I'm sure. That's it.
Wonderful, thank you so much. Next is Orange County Library Advisory Board.
No meeting.
Okay, next Orange County Mosquito and Vector Control District.
Thank you. We met last Thursday on the 19th. Just some updates. The summer staff is in full effect now, so you should be seeing lots of inspectors and mosquito control individuals out surveying. Again, if you have a property that you're interested in having the inspectors come out, please reach out to either myself or the city and they'll get in touch with me. Some updates. There is one new travel acquired dengue case, which makes 3 cases total year to date. And that new case is in Huntington Beach. And again, a travel related dengue case is one that is acquired in one of the, more warmer destination vacations, I guess you could say. Doesn't have to be international. I know Florida has had some issues with dengue as well. So if you're planning on traveling to some of these very humid tropical climates, please prepare for mosquitoes. And then the state has a total of 43 travel acquired dengue cases. And the big concern is even though maybe it was acquired in a different state or in a different country, there is a risk of it being a locally transmitted once it, so if a mosquito comes and bites me and I have dengue from, travel related, it can then transmit it to other people locally. So we don't have any of that going on, but it's again, just be prepared. And then the typhus cases, there are 8 new cases, 13 total. Laguna Niguel has 1, Anaheim has 2, Santa Ana and Garden Grove both have 2, Orange has 1, Westminster 1, and La Habra 1. This again is make sure you are keeping your pets safe with approved, recommended flea and tick medicines, and don't feed those stray wild animals because they carry ticks and stuff too, and fleas. We do not have any West Nile positive mosquitoes nor West Nile virus human cases, which is extremely fantastic. Doesn't mean it's going to stay that way, but that is a very good sign. And we're going to put on our website and hopefully in the feeder, there is a YouTube video of a West Nile virus survivor locally here from Newport Beach, and kind of what he and his family has gone through, how it was determined he was bit by a mosquito, and it is actually the most deadliest animal in the world, if you didn't know that. And so sometimes people go, oh my gosh, mosquitoes, that's so dumb, why do you care? Well, because West Nile virus, you either die or you are left with a debilitating disease. And so hopefully the YouTube video will go up after we have this meeting and you can watch it. It's about 8 minutes. And it really hones in and chronicles on what happens when you get West Nile virus and survive. And it changes the whole entire family dynamic and your life. So as silly as it sounds, when we say kill the mosquito, remember only female mosquitoes bite. You still need to make sure and be very cautious about if you have standing water in your yard. So definitely, if you're concerned about it, let me know. And that's it for now, I believe.
Great, thank you very much.
Next, switch to the
Orange County Older Adults Advisory Commission.
Okay, so the general meeting met, I have to get this right, on Friday the 13th. And we were supposed to have a really interesting presentation about AI and how AI interacts with older adults. Sorry, someone's trying to call me and it's buzzing. And unfortunately, he was coming from San Francisco and had to cancel. But it just so happened that at the same time, the grand jury released their report, the 2024-2025 Orange County Grand Jury Report, titled, Orange County Should Have More Respect for Its Elders. So we're going to put this on the website too, and it is a very comprehensive report. I was asked to testify in front of the grand jury and provide input, which I did. And the report here is extremely comprehensive, and it has findings and it has recommendations, and something that is going to impact Orange County for years to come, especially since we're all aging and the silver tsunami, as it's called, is coming to Orange County. So I highly recommend that when we have it on the website and in the feeder, that you spend some time perusing it, because it also brings awareness to the Office on Aging, which is one of our primary goals, is to make sure that people understand that the Office on Aging is there for Orange County residents to be able to provide support services and resources should you need them. So that's it.
Thank you very much. Next is Orange County Sanitation District.
Orange County, the sanitation board have re-elected Ryan Gallinger and John Dumitri Ryan from City of Tustin and John from City of Orange to be re-elect them to be a chairman and vice chairman for this coming year for the board. The City of Orange TAF sewage improvement project is still going on, is moving right along. The construction will continue on to the end of July. So just be very cautious when you're driving on Taft. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we will hear individual council member information items or announcements. And last month we started down there, so why don't we start with Councilwoman Miles?
Thank you. Kind of reiterating what the sheriff had said and OCFA had said about the every 15 minutes, I did want to thank Supervisor Wagner and his office. They donated or contributed $10,000 towards the every 15 minutes. Also, the Flowery did beautiful flowers for the mock funeral, and it was very impactful. And I know that Mayor Pro Tem Wu and a lot of people put a lot of time in. Mrs. Sherry Scott Sawyer at Villa Park High School was the organizer, and without her, I don't think anyone would have stepped up to do it, honestly. So an incredible program, and I hope it does get picked up again in the future and by other local schools. So I know it was online and in Nextdoor and on Facebook and Instagram and everything. So the message definitely got out, but did want to make sure that we recognize Supervisor Wagner and his extremely generous contribution. I was unable to attend the concert in the park. Was watching my older kid play baseball in Arizona, but heard wonderful things about the band and how good they were. Sorry to have missed that. And then want to say congrats again to all of our seniors for specifically Villa Park High School, but obviously all of our OUSD seniors that graduated and all those that promoted up. And then really looking forward to the 4th of July parade, and want to give a reminder and a shout out about our furry members of our community and how scared they get, and to make sure your gates are locked, and you know, that animals that typically get scared might burrow under something, and just be aware, you know, that it's really hard on them. So please be mindful of our animals and some of our older adults that, you know, go to bed early. So there's no need to be lighting fireworks off at midnight or 1 or 2. So want to say hope everyone has a wonderful, safe 4th of July, and we'll see everyone at the parade.
Thank you very much. We'll just go down the row. Mayor Pro Tem Wu.
Right? I don't want to repeal Council Mile, right, mentioned about every 15 minutes. So all the participant, all the sponsorship, financially or material, greatly appreciate for that event. I do want to give a huge shout out to Villa Park Women's League receiving nonprofit of distinction from State Senator Choi's office this month. The president, current president, and new upcoming president were there receiving the award. So it's very happy to see well-deserving what they have done for our community, as you know, for the ladies. And I personally also have attended the foundation very first health fair. That was a fun event. I actually exercised with the Club Pilates instructor in this parking lot with other residents, and also our Congresswoman, Young Kim. And both of us will just walk across the parking lot to Dunkin' Donuts to have some donuts after exercise, but we also take picture with the umpire of Savannah Banana team. That was a very fun event, and that line was long, starting early morning. So that was really neat, and to see we get that kind of traffic in this parking lots outside of Halloween Fest. So that was awesome. And that's all I have attended this month, and I would like everyone to be safe for 4th of July and have a great time to celebrate our nation's independence. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Continue on down to Councilman Freckleton.
I actually shared everything I did, so I'm good.
Thank you very much. Councilman McBride.
Okay, well, I was pleased to represent Villa Park at the OC Transportation Authority Roundtable. So every Measure M2 funds a lot of the freeway improvements, et cetera. They're about to start the Lakeview improvement, so there will be quite a bit of construction moving the Lakeview exit to actually transition over to the 55. So that's going to be a big one in the future. I was astonished to learn that since it was approved in 2006, Villa Park has received $3.8 million in funding that helps us do our streets, et cetera. So it was good to have a representative at that table, and that worked out very well. I served while Jordan was at his daughter's graduation, and I attended the OC Sanitation Administration Committee. Things are moving along. As he indicated, the Taft is going to be coming towards us, so more of a situation with that. We had the Friends of the Villa Park Library meeting. They had a wonderful event at the speakers, and so there was quite a bit of congratulations going around the table. I was happy to be a part of that. And finally, I attended the Rotary demotion. We changed presidents this month, so that was a fun party that they held. And of course, the health fair I thought was terrific. And we had Dr. Taryn Clark and a number of presentations, and I think that should be a yearly event for us. So it was a big month.
Thank you so much. So for my report, I would like to start by welcoming Bianca Hernandez, who just started with the city, and she's here with us this evening. I did attend the last OUSD school board meeting last week, and I was very excited to hear that the Orange Police Department will once again be providing a crossing guard at the intersection of Santiago Boulevard and Serrano Avenue by Serrano Elementary School. And as some of you may know, that intersection belongs entirely to the city of Orange, so placing a crossing guard there is under their jurisdiction, and we really do appreciate the time that Orange PD put into evaluating the various intersections in their city to place these crossing guards where they are most needed. So please look for the new crossing guard in the fall. It was also exciting to be a judge in the first annual OUSD Exposition of the Arts, which featured artwork in various mediums from all over the school district. There was a Mayor's Choice Award for the city of Villa Park that they gave us, and I almost just couldn't even decide. I mean, these students are so incredibly talented, and it was just amazing to see what they're doing from traditional mediums like pastels or charcoal to more modern mediums, digital art, digital photography, and even electronic art. So it was truly incredible. Again, congratulations to the Villa Park Women's League and the Orange Unified Public Schools Foundation, which also serves our schools here in Villa Park, who were both named nonprofits of distinction by Senator Stephen Choi. I was out of town for the ceremony, so I really would like to thank Mayor Pro Tem Wu for presenting certificates from the city on our behalf. And I also attended the concert in the park and have to just echo that how great the band was, and it really was a huge success and great to kick off the summer that way. And I hope that all the fathers up here had a wonderful Father's Day, and congratulations to all of our 2025 graduates, and in particular, Mayor Pro Tem Wu's daughter, Layla, who just graduated from Villa Park High School. So congratulations on that. And so With that.
Hey, Mayor, can I say
Yes,
one thing?
Absolutely.
I apologize.
Our city attorney.
Yeah, just because it's cool. So Jared Hildenbrand is named the city manager of Orange. And for you, I mean, he started, well, he was
As we taught
As-
here in Villa Park.
as an intern in college in Villa Park, and he worked his way up to become city manager, and then he's been city manager some other places, and now he's coming home in a certain fashion over to Orange. And I texted him, I was like, dude, congratulations. But don't mess with Villa Park or else I'll get annoyed. And he's like, we'll see. So I got my eyes on him, just so you know. At VP High
Yes.
School, yeah. So it was pretty cool.
Yes, no, thank you so much for mentioning that, because obviously we think of Jared's time here fondly, and yeah, and really wish him best of luck in this new venture. So now we will adjourn until our next regular city council meeting on July 22nd, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. Thank you for participating this evening, and have a wonderful evening.